What's up, everybody? It's your girl B Octavia, and I am back with another video. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, my name is B Octavia. I'm 23 years old and I'm from Washington, D.C. In this video, I wanted to talk about something that has really been weighing on my mind, and maybe it can help some of the older people, some of our elders really understand our viewpoint, understand the youth's viewpoint of, the term respecting your elders and things like that. What's up, y'all? So I just want to address things as they come. And I think that it can help the older folks really understand us better, because what starts to happen is things start to get really judgmental when it comes to the elders looking down on the youth. And when it's flipped the other way, the elder feels disrespected and acts a certain way that we as the youth are not ever supposed to act towards an elder. And I'll break down what I mean. It's different things that I'm thinking about right now that I've personally went through and witnessed. So today's video will be why the younger generation and our elders clash most of the time. Number one, I feel like, even especially in my family, my cousins was around our age, but we was never really too close with them. I don't know why. We seen each other more when we was younger, and then as we got older, it was sparse and in between, So with that being said, around us a lot of times would be our uncles, our aunts, and things like that. Well, what I started to notice was when I got older, or when I started to get older, not all of them, but my aunts started to get more and more judgmental. It really started to throw me off to the point where I'm like, do they just not like me? Like, why ask me stuff like that when I've literally, seen different relationships over time between aunt and niece, and it don't be like that where the aunt makes the niece feel a certain type of way. I already felt like, especially my aunts, us being young women and we finna grow into women. Along that journey, we didn't have a lot of advice from our aunts, I didn't have much guidance from them, but from my mother, she would tell me certain things about how they grew up, or certain scenarios that she was in involving her sisters. And from that, I took lessons and I learned certain things. But my thing was, and the hugest thing is, the judgment. Let me be clear on this. In retrospect, I do get what the problem is on both sides, and I can talk about that briefly. I feel like some of the youth, if not majority, have a hard time with being receptive towards older people or our elders, and I don't really get that if they are coming from a good place. But especially in DC, I haven't had many interactions with older people, both male and female, that I can take very positive things from. And I feel like that is the overall experience here, And that's really sad, we in DC, as the youth, we haven't had many positive influences and elders that we can wholeheartedly look up to. But the youth does have to work on being more receptive towards our elders, because Just think about it like this. They have lived a life and have survived a lot of things that we may or may not go through. That's just the reality. It's not really, I feel like what I've learned more is of the actions of our elders and what we should and shouldn't do. But alongside the judgment, they expect us not to make so many mistakes, but so many factors come into play as far as guidance, as far as, who our parents were, dealing with trauma that most of our elders are not ready to come to terms with. Like, I'm dealing with my trauma now, and I'm trying so desperately to be a better person every day, because I've had my elders that I was supposed to look up to not change for years, and there was work to be done. I think that I've been labeled as disrespectful towards my immediate elders, and as the youth, we are always told to respect our elders, but what happens when we're being disrespected? It's always a certain way to go about things, but you're not going to disrespect me no matter what age I am or you are. Disrespect of any age is disrespect. And especially if you came before me, I just expect different. But that's not how it's been. And it's not everybody. I feel like the subscribers that I have over here and this, y'all, this group of people of all different ages, and I look at the age range, I look at the demographics and everything of where y'all from and what age ranges y'all are in, and I'm happy to have built such a open and judgment free zone, where I feel comfortable with talking about my struggles, talking about how I feel, even if it's today or how I felt as a shorty. And that's different. It's different because I've never felt comfortable doing that with any group of people, especially older people, because I've had people just tell me, oh, just brush it off, or you tell them something about you and they immediately go to their selves. So, when you haven't had people, especially your elders, to talk to on a personal level, to tell your deepest, it could be secrets, but your deepest feelings and, how you overcame certain things and just milestones, etc. I don't even tell my accomplishments really to my parents, because I don't even really feel like it would be appreciated the way that y'all appreciate it. And just imagine when I didn't have y'all. It was nobody to give me that feeling of I'm doing something right, unless it's thousands and thousands of dollars that come with it. And that's just how I've grown up. People ain't gonna pat you on the back or even say good job if it's not noticed on a huge level. If it's not something huge that come with a huge paycheck. That's just how it was for me. So I feel like most of my elders, they have went through life and have learned so much, but don't tell us that. They don't tell us the raw, uncut, this is what I did, this is what you shouldn't do, move this way, don't move that way because I did that. Don't fuck with that type of nigga because, he has these certain type of traits and this is what happened to me. I didn't have that. I didn't, and that's what the youth needs to know. So, as I'm going through life, I'ma come to y'all. I'ma come to y'all and tell y'all certain things as I have, of different personalities of people, etc. because I haven't gotten that in my life. And I feel like that's what people need to know. That's exactly what people need to know. Because it's life or death. It's either you getting preyed on or you surviving, you know. It's either you striving for success or you laying in the gutter. I didn't know that. So, my experience and my view towards my elders, and I'm not talking about all of them, but I will make this very general. I respect you all for living more than me, you know, but I want the same respect as you would expect from me. It's people that I know are older that come on the comments and they call me certain names like bitches and this, that, and the fourth, right? But you wouldn't want that back. It's certain, especially when I can tell that they dudes, it's certain dudes that say something that's real disrespectful, and I know you older, because you saying that I shouldn't talk about Alpo, Wayne Perry, whatever, right? But you say all this disrespectful shit. Would you say that to your mother? Is your mother alive? Are you saying these disrespectful things because your mother is the only person, only woman that you've respected? How have you gone through life like that? You disrespectful motherfucker. And I have the right to say that because you don't come at a woman like that. Respect me as if I'm your mother. As if she's alive. Because if I go there, then I'm wrong. See? You see how that's a double-edged sword? You can't come at the youth disrespectfully and expect respect back. It's just not going to happen. Because we've lived in two different times, and I respect the eras that you all have come from. Respect the era that I come from, because it wasn't easy. It still isn't easy. Day to day, it's a struggle. I've gone through certain things that I will talk about in the future that I haven't even spoke on. Life-threatening shit. I've gone through certain things, and it might not be as complex as you guys or as those certain elders that I'm talking to. But that doesn't mean that you respect me less because I have less years on this earth. I love to hustle my way. And this has nothing to do with anybody else's journey. The elders, you know, negative elders love to tell you how to do it. That might have worked for you in your time. I'm doing this now. I'm doing this my way. Because a lot of the times I learned that if I do it your way of how you did it, it won't come out the same for me, because we always have to remember that this is a different time. I can learn something from you, and you can learn something from me. Let's not feel like you are so much above me just by age. We can all learn something from each other, and I really want to help those elders that I'm speaking on, because they really be wondering why, you know, they raise their kids a certain way and then their kids don't want shit to do with them. They raise their kids a certain way and it's always an argument back and forth. And that shit never stops. That shit never ends, by the way. Unless y'all never talk to each other again. And you'll never know why. I'm telling you why. You can't be very judgmental, because a lot of us do respect the journey and the paths that y'all have taken and how far y'all have come. Y'all gotta respect our journey too. We're not gonna do it like y'all. We're not saying it's better. We're not saying it's worse. But we're saying it's our way. The judgment, you gotta ease up on that. the wanting to control so much, it's not going to work. You want the best for us, we want the best for us too. So on our journey into doing that, it should be no judgment. Because one thing you should know about the youth is we very abrasive, very aggressive, and it can come off as being disrespectful of our honesty. But it's not. Most of us, it's not. The truth hurts. We can't keep ignoring why our relationships, with our parents or vice versa, is the way it is. And we just got to come to conclusions as far as those relationships go. And hopefully they get better. But if they can't, because either side is not willing to change or be receptive, then it is what it is.